Guys, welcome back to the Building Your Setup 101 crash course. I am excited for all you guys to be here because this will be an amazing first step in your musical journey to recording at home. And so in this video, I'm going to be going over a few things. One, why you'd want to build a setup. Two, just a few bare minimum things you need to have equipment-wise to get you up and running. And then going over a few other things that I think will definitely help you guys. So let's just jump straight into it. Why would you even want to build your own setup? Great question. And I think there's a few reasons. One, probably the biggest one that y'all have realized is studio time is expensive. And yes, is it nice to go to a studio? Absolutely. Is it nice to take advantage of the gear and have a good engineer and build a relationship? Yeah, it definitely is. I have my own home studio, so I know what it's like. But at the same time, it might low-key burn a hole in your pocket over time. And so I think a lot of y'all have realized if I just build my own setup at home, I can save some money and just record some more tracks. Because the thing with a setup is that you're only paying for the initial investment of a few $100s to have a good, decent sounding setup. And then once you have that setup, you can literally record whenever you want, however you want, as many times as you want. And you just kind of wake up and you make music. And of course, once you come across that project where you're telling yourself, yo, I really like this project and I want it to be properly mixed, that's when you can send it off to an engineer and have it properly mixed and it'll sound amazing. And so I think that's a big overarching reason why people end up building their own setup. But I think another reason is that I think a lot of y'all are in a position right now where y'all have gone to music. Maybe you've been doing it for a while. Maybe you've been just recording directly into your phone or your earbuds, going into BandLab or any of these online DAWs. And I had like a love-hate relationship with that because I think it's great because you guys get to just practice recording and you get to just do it into your phone. You can kind of get a rough idea of how your songs are going to sound. And so if it's from the perspective of wanting to practice and get your reps in and create a bunch of reference tracks, then yeah, it works amazingly well. But at the end of the day, you're never going to get the quality you're looking for because you're doing it directly into your phone or with some subpar earbuds that are not going to have the mic that you're looking for. And if you think about it, how your song sounds is going to be a direct reflection of how you are as an artist. Because everybody can listen to a good quality sounding song that may not be necessarily the best lyrically or melody wise. But if you're the best rapper in the world and you sound like a SoundCloud rapper or you sound like you just recorded it off your phone, no one's going to take you seriously. And yes, could you get some good quality recordings off your phone? Sure. But once you start to manipulate the audio and the vocals in a certain way, the vocals will just start to fall apart. And yeah, it might be decent enough. But at the end of the day, do you want to have that on your conscience thinking, wow, I just did this stuff just cheaply and I'm putting it out there? I don't know. I would always rather see you guys build an amazing, decent setup that sounds good enough, that like is the quality you're looking for. So then if you ever do send it off to an engineer, they can just work with it and make magic happen. And so that's, I think, another reason why people end up wanting to upgrade, just because you can't forever do it on your phone, especially if you want to take it seriously. You want to have a decent, like, how do I say this? You want to set the bar at a certain level of quality so then people can take you seriously as an artist and you can just have some good sounding stuff. So I think that's another reason. Just mostly all I want to graduate to that next level, and that's why you're here, and that's why you're watching this video, so you can see, okay, what do I need? How do I go about doing it? And that's what we're going to be covering right now, because a lot of y'all don't know where to start. And the whole point of this video and all the other videos to come is for me to hold your hand throughout this whole process. Is to show you, what do I need to get? When do I need to get it? How do I get it? Like, just answering all these super basic questions that you may not know. And this is why I'm here to help you. And this is what we're doing in this video. So I'm going to be showing you guys right now my setup, not my expensive setup, but I actually took out my first interface that I ever got when I first started engineering, and I'm going to show you it. And this is basically what you're going to need. So let me just quickly pull up on my phone right now, just my camera app, and I'm going to do this live, my POV and everything. All right, let's just pull up my phone. Okay, so this is the basic setup of what you'll ever need. And I'm going to run through it right now. All you really need is just a simple mic stand that will obviously hold your mic, the microphone itself, a shock mount to hold the microphone, a pop filter, headphones, mic cable, and all that will run into a interface. And so this is the first interface I actually ever got, and I still use it to this day. And so this is a 2-input interface where it can accommodate 2 microphones, but the interface I usually recommend is the Focusrite Solo, which is usually just 1 input. So really, that's all you're gonna see, that. So then after that, you would get an adapter for the headphones. So obviously to plug your headphones in, and that will get you up and running to have a decent enough setup to then get recording. So it's really just the interface, the cable, the microphone, shock mount, mic stand, headphones, and the pop filter. And that's it. And so to come back to the actual setup now, that's really all it's ever going to be. It's just a few super basic items that is what you need to get a decent sounding stuff. So I'm going to switch over here and show you guys, and just go on Sweetwater, which is the site that I use to get all of my gear. And there I'm going to show you just the super basics of the beginning setup, which I think you guys should get. Okay, so let's switch over to my computer. So I usually get all my gear off of Sweetwater. Sweetwater, I've discovered them maybe like a couple years ago, and I think they're probably arguably the biggest online music distributor for equipment and gear. I don't know, but they're great. And on here, you can do a bunch of research. You can type in microphones, as I just did here, and kind of see what you'd be looking at. And there's so many different options, right? And I'm not gonna lie, it can get very confusing when it comes to gear. And some of y'all might be thinking, what's a condenser microphone? What's a dynamic microphone? And the best way to describe it is that a condenser microphone is a microphone that's usually very sensitive to sound all around it. Yeah, it'll focus on picking up sound from directly in front of it, but it's still a very sensitive microphone that will pick up just more of the details and nuances in your voice and potentially even your room. Dynamic microphones are very good at rejecting sound. This is a dynamic microphone. It's very good at rejecting sound from all around it, except for everything that's right in front of it. So if I start to move away from the mic, you could probably see how it's rejecting the sound pretty well. But as soon as I come back on top of it, you can see how it picks it up perfectly. And so I know a lot of people who have super, I guess, echoey rooms, they'll prefer a dynamic microphone just because it blocks out that sound. But for my personal taste, I've never particularly liked dynamic microphones for making music, just because it doesn't pick up all the details in your vocals. And I would rather have a little bit of echo get into the microphone while you're recording, because I could always remove that, than for you to lose out on the detail from a dynamic microphone. That's just my opinion. That's just kind of what I stand by. So like I said, this might look a little daunting because there's so much gear out there and you may not know what to get. I actually made it super easy and curated a custom bundle for you guys to look at. And I will probably include this link somewhere. What's happening here? This thing just decided to run away from me. I will include this somewhere in the notes or the description, or a link to this that you guys can get. And I actually curated this with one of the sales engineers that I've had the amazing privilege of forming a relationship with at Sweetwater, because they have a bunch of people that just love to help out. His name's Cam Allen. I met this guy probably a couple years ago now, and he was actually the one that just called me up after I purchased my microphone. And if there's one thing I can definitely tell you about being in the music industry, whether it's music equipment or producers or engineers, is that you want to build a relationship with everybody around you. If they help you out, help them out, especially if you guys have a great relationship. And so Cam has sold me all of my gear, which is at this point has accumulated close to $10,000. And he's amazing, always takes care of me, and I want him to take care of you guys too. So him and I sat down together. I told him what I wanted in a super basic bare minimum setup, so then if you guys ever wanted to build your setup, you could actually pull this bundle up, give him a call and be like, hey Cam, your boy Ben was telling me about this bundle you guys created. I'd love to get it. And so that's where we're at. So I want to make your guys' life as easy as possible to make this not daunting, so then you guys could just get into it and just purchase it. Literally that simple. You guys don't have to do no thinking. You guys don't have to do any research, because for me, I would never recommend you guys to get anything unless I've personally used it a lot of times myself. And this is probably the cheapest setup I would recommend. And I say cheapest because this is the bare minimum. And of course you could go up from here, right? You could upgrade the microphone or get something more expensive. But for most of y'all that are just getting into the game, this right here is all you're ever going to need for now to do what you got to do to get that amazing sounding quality, so that you can send it off and have an engineer mix it. So let's just kind of go over this real quick again. Very similar to the stuff I just showed you, but at the very top here, you'll see the Audio-Technica 2020. This mic gets a bad rap from a lot of people, but I love this mic because it is a very good beginner microphone that sounds much better than your phone or some earbuds. Then you're going to have the shock mount for it, the pop filter, which I was showing you, the stand, the mic cable, the interface, the Focus Solo interface I was telling you about, and then the adapter for your headphones. So of course, this bundle does not include headphones or a computer, obviously. So this is assuming you already have some kind of headphones laying around the house that you could just plug into the interface. If you need headphones, I highly recommend I believe it's actually the ones I just showed you right here. I believe it's the audio, let's see, AT headphones. Let's see. It's a 50, this one right here, $50, simple, clean. It works like a charm. And this you can actually plug directly into your interface without using the adapter. So that's that. And like I said, guys, this is the bare minimum of what you're going to need to build your setup. So if you ever want to purchase this, you can either let me know, or you can actually call Cam. His numbers are at the bottom here. I think it's 800-222-4700 with his extension. Amazing guy. He is just like me in the sense that he wants to help people. The same way I want to help you guys get better at music and make music and have you guys taken care of. He is the exact same way. He takes care of me for everything. So I'd love for you guys to build that relationship with him and just continue doing what we got to do, right? So that's that. And if you guys ever need help, literally just shoot me a text, send me a message, and I'll take care of you guys and we can go over this together. But that's that. If you guys ever wanted to kind of take it up a notch and say, you know what, I don't want the cheapest mic, but I want something mid-tier, I actually have the very first mic the very first bundle that I ever got. It's right beside me. I'm going to just grab it real quick. So the bundle that I got was actually the Rode NT2A bundle. It is actually this bundle right here. Let me just get that into frame. Boom. Rode NT2A. This microphone, I think the bundle is about, actually let's check what the bundle is so we have Sweetwater open right now. Let's see. It is Rode NT2A. Okay, this is $400, but this comes with the shock mount, the cable, obviously the microphone itself, and I believe that's it. Yeah, so all the stuff right here. And guys, when I tell you, if you guys want to kind of take it up a notch and upgrade your mic, that's probably the one I would say. So you basically be swapping out the Audio-Technica microphone and the shock mount with the Rode NT2A bundle. And guys, when I tell you that mic is amazing, that is probably the last mic you will ever need in your life if you choose to get that mic. So if you're already anticipating that you want a decent enough setup and you want to kind of run with it, that right there will be amazing. Of course, it's not mandatory just because it's literally an additional several $100s on top of what you were originally going to pay. So I would say for most of y'all, just starting out, that bundle I showed you would be great. But if you want to take it up a notch, that would be it. Here's another misconception I want to talk about, because I think a lot of people think that getting better gear will make you a better artist, and it's not the tools that make you better, it's your skill and experience that will make you better. Because I think a lot of people think, oh, if I get a better mic, I'm going to be a better rapper. And it's a nice to have, but until you nail down the basics and the fundamentals of becoming a great singer or a great rapper or a performer, gear won't help you. Gear will only enhance what you're already doing. So just keep that in mind as well. Okay, let's go over how to actually just quickly set up your interface once you get it. Because obviously once you plug your interface into your computer, it might be a little confusing. So I'm going to go over that right now. And hopefully that'll clear some confusion. So let's switch back to my screen. Shout out to me right there. We're going to get rid of this. Shout out to the bundle. This will be linked below. Cool. So right now I actually have the interface running into my computer right now. So obviously I work on Mac, so I don't know how this works on PC, but I'm sure it's very similar. But once you plug in your interface, your computer will already recognize it. It'll probably say Focusrite, Scarlett Focusrite. And what you want to make sure you do is you go to your settings, go to your sound settings. I know this is the same PC. And to output and input, for me it says M2 because that's the name of my interface. But for you, this will probably say Scarlett Focusrite, and probably that's it, or something along those lines. You're going to click that, make sure the input and output is both set to your Scarlett. And then now that you want to start listening or recording through the Scarlett, everything is going to be routed through your interface. So if you want to even like listen to something on YouTube, you plug your headphones into your interface and play whatever you want, and you can just turn up the volume. So that's pretty much the end of just building your setup. That's everything you need from the basics and the bare minimum equipment you need to get up and running. And this hopefully was helpful enough to get you guys started. Of course, if you guys have any questions, I will be here every step of the way to help you guys. I will also be hopping on calls and making sure you guys are taken care of. But now that you guys know how to build your own setup, the next video I would recommend to watch is how to use Pro Tools. And that is a video that will definitely be worth watching, because that will show you guys how to actually get started in Pro Tools, which is an industry standard software, as some of you may or may not know. And it will allow you to learn the basics of recording, so that now you can use your setup to then actually record and make some amazing sounding music. So I appreciate you guys for watching this. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I'm always happy to help you guys. If you guys want me to clarify anything, and then we can always go from there. But I appreciate you.